Right, today's video is a new purchase. I thought I'd share it with you because it's quite a nifty little gadget if you've got a wood burner or anything like that. So this is the purchase. It's essentially just like a shop vacuum that you'd use for regular work, but it's designed mainly for ash. So it's got kind of double filters, and we'll kind of get into that in a minute. So I need to do another sweep on these flues anyway, especially the one with the boiler, and then we'll probably get another one done after Christmas. So we'll do one ourselves, then we get another one done by a Het House like certified one. For now I'm going to put it to the test just by kind of giving it a good clean up in here, and although that's fairly easy with the wood stove, when it comes to the boiler it's a bit of a mess every few weeks to kind of do it with the dustpan and brush. This should really help. So I'm not in the market for unboxing videos so I have got it out of the box already. If you want to see it being unboxed, here you go. But this is it, kind of made up. It's on casters. It's all pretty kind of cheap feeling. Now there are several versions of this on Amazon, which is where I bought it from. Some are cheaper than this, some are a little bit more expensive. I went for this one partly because it had a few attachments which enabled me to get into all the small areas of the biomass wood pellet boiler, but mainly because the guys who came and serviced our boiler, well, the last 2 years, they've had this exact model, and I gave them a call to see which one they recommended. They said they went straight to Amazon and bought this, and although they had a professional grade one, this was a bit more portable and just as good. So it's pretty basic. It's just got these two clips on the side, and then the top lifts off. The main filter is this one. You can see how fine that is, and I bought a spare one of these as well. That sits in there, and it's got a rubber gasket kind of seal around there which clamps down, and then it does say dual filter, so I assume this one in here on the kind of air out port is another secondary filter. I think the main thing for me is to be able to use this inside without having to worry about ash and dust being ejected out of the kind of exhaust port. On our shop vac, if I use that, it's got a regular filter for wood chips and stuff like that, general purpose filter. It will send out dust out the exhaust, so I can't really use it indoors. So that's where this is going to come in handy. I thought it was quite funny how they said that this could be used as a regular vacuum, yet all you get is about 1 metre of hose, so I'm not even sure if it's possible by the time it's plugged in, but anyway. Usually when I come to clean this out, I can get the vast majority out in the tray, and then we tip that in a bag and then take it out to the garden. But it's going to be quite handy just to have once every month or so, just have a really good clean out in here. If you're burning wood, it's not actually much of an issue if you leave a big bed of ash there anyway, but it's just getting a bit clogged up at the moment. So I've left more in there than I usually would. I can get most of that out with the pan if I wanted to, but as we've got the vacuum, we may as well give it a go, see how well it clears, and also check how that filter works. Interestingly, I've just finished up the fire. It's actually quite warm already here. When you turn it on, you see the red valve here. There's a red indicator there which kind of it gives you an idea of the stress or pressure that's under. And it was about 2/3 full, or supposedly full. I know it's not full capacity wise, but it obviously means that that filter is getting slightly clogged. So you do need to shake it a bit, I guess. But let's see how well it's performed. Nothing was coming out of here. It's just dusty from being in the workshop. Let's check on the inside of that filter. Or the inside of the mechanism. Yeah, there's zero dust on here. That's a good sign. So nothing's being expelled out into the room. The inside surface of this filter is also really clean. So probably not a good idea to do it in here, but I imagine the back side. Yeah, you can see here just that the really fine ash is gathered on there, which is what's causing it to look like it's full. All we'll need to do is just keep an eye on that and just make sure that every now and then you just give it a bit of a flick. That's our really basic test for it, because really this wood stove is a very easy thing to clean. It's fairly simple, straightforward ash in there. It's going to come in handy, I guess, with the pizza oven, getting right in the back of there when we need to clean that up. But really the main focus is on the boiler out in the garage, and the boiler is where it does need to be cleaned out more regularly because it's going 24/7. Still not sold on it, mainly because of that filter gathering or clogging up so quickly. But like I said, I think it is just a case of giving it a quick shake. They look like they'd last a long time, the filters, so, and they're of course reusable and washable. Thank you. Right, I guess now it's time to test it out on the big boy. So we'll give this a good clean out, and then I'm going to give the flues a sweep as well. So again, the vast majority can be taken out in the tray, but there is always a good clean up to do, and kind of bits around the corner that don't quite make it in. Well, not bad. So it's not a bad little vacuum. I certainly wouldn't give it an A star. It's suitable. I think it's more suited perhaps to the wood burner, the pizza oven, the barbecue, that sort of thing. Whereas when it comes to the boiler, I just found it a bit fussy. The actual hose is only 1 meter long, and because our boiler's raised up, I can't even get to where I need to. And when I want to hoover out and vacuum out the bottom of the pellet hopper up on top, there's no way it will reach, so I probably have to use the other vacuum anyway, or get an extension hose for this. I haven't tried the two hoses to see if they work on each other, and that filter, while it does filter everything, you know, there's nothing coming through the exhaust, it seems to clog up fairly quickly with the fine ash, which, you know, you can't avoid. So maybe that's the same with all of these ash vacuums. But it's just one thing you've got to keep up on top of, you know, shaking it out to clear it. That said, the amount of filters I used to ruin on the regular shop vac using it for the ash, you know, £50, I could probably get my money back within a year, the amount of filters I have to get through. So I think it will come in handy when we sweep the flues. I'm not going to get around to it today, I've already covered. But you know, although I do mask off the opening on the wood burner before I put the power sweep through, I think if we just tape this to the side, it'll just help make sure that nothing makes its way into the room. And like I said, the exhaust on this is putting out nothing, so I'm really confident that I'll be able to use this in the lounge, or when, like I said, if we're sanding the stairs next week, this might be the better tool for the job. So there we go, that's the little Power Plus ash vacuum. They're probably all made in the same factory, so if you can find a cheaper one, it's no doubt a similar build. Not really a review as such, more of a show and tell, but it's something that I've been meaning to get for a while just to keep on top of all this mess. you want to see any more videos on the install or my thoughts on heating your home with a biomass boiler, then I've got a whole playlist made up for that. Same with the wood burner. We featured kind of the install of it and a load of questions that people used to send in. So if you want any more information, check there first. Otherwise, leave a comment below and I'll try and answer those. I better get this top back up with some pellets so we can have some heating and hot water again.